In 5 days, I join her, and she's been retired for 60 days. And I've been watching from the other side. I'm still going to work every day while Maria has figured out this retirement life. Today, I'm going to share what I've seen for the past 60 days. And she can tell me if you got it right.
Welcome to Beyond 45.
So I actually wrote these down so I don't forget any. We're going to talk about the observations I've had since the last check-in. I was a little concerned when she first retired because we had did a video about the mental prep aspect. And to be honest, Maria, for those of you who know her, is a very, very expressive person. And she went quiet. And I was actually worried that she had like a mental break, the stuff we talked about and prepared like not to do. And little did I know, it was just like her software updating and she was kind of like rebooting. And once the reboot was done, it was crazy.
Does that mean I wasn't talking and then I just started talking your ear off again?
Yes.
Oh no. So a little background is that we would get into the car at the end of the workday. Hani would often either pick me up or we already had the car downtown. And I would sit in the car and say, "How was your day?" He would say, "Good." And then I would just go into a very lengthy description of my day. Play by play, he knew all the main characters, all the secondary characters. And I always just thought that, I took up a lot of the space in the room. But after...
You have a presence. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. You are who you are.
Fair. But I would tell these stories and I thought I was just taking up all the time talking and didn't leave space for Hani. And then after I retired, I would ask him at the end of the day, "How was your day? What happened?" And he would just say, "It was good." So anyway, I guess he noticed that at the end of the day, I had nothing to talk about in terms of like, this happened and then that happened and this is how I dealt with this.
Business continuity planning, I could have easily replaced her in her current role because I knew like everything, all the departments and what goes on. Anyway, look at what happened from the last check-in because that's when the big change happened. We were also traveling a lot, so that didn't facilitate this. But over the last, I would say 30 days or so, you could see the shift that started happening. So I'll list them off one by one.
Oh dear, okay. Here we go.
So the first one that I observe is you almost have like a Zen lightness to you. It's almost like you're levitating through life. And it's really cool to watch. So any situation or anything that's happening, you're kind of gliding into it. You're observing it, looking what's happening, and you come up with a solution and tackle whatever that task. So that's very cool.
In all fairness, I am trying to do stuff slower, more mindfully. And when I was in my work time, I was always reminding myself not to take things too seriously and enjoy life. But I definitely feel more relaxed.
Yeah, and it shows. Number 2, seeing that you apply 100% of your effort on you. In the past, 200% would go to your work. By the time you're done your day, it's like short circuit and you just like you flop on the couch or pass out because your mind was way too occupied. So work not only took a lot of your time during the time you were at work, it completely drained you that by the time you're done. You pass out on the couch.
That's true.
Item number 3 that I observed, working out. You know, you're always, again, work so draining and you're not necessarily a morning person. Although you're actually becoming more of a morning person. Everything is relative, but she is becoming more of a morning person. But the time that you're actually working out is actually very impressive to see because now you have time for you and work is not occupying your time. You're using it to work out. So that's very, very good. And we both committed to going through this retirement as healthy as we could be so we could prolong our retirement as much as possible.
Exactly. I don't think I will ever be part of the 5 a.m. club. He's a 5 a.m.er, loves getting up early and he'll just knock out his workouts. I swear every time I try to work out early in the morning, I get some kind of serious injury, pull my back. So I'm like a late morning person and it's nice going to the gym at this time. There's very few people. I notice it's like me and the students or people who have a day off work. So that's been nice.
Yeah. Item number 4 is healthy eating. We both projected that we were going to eat healthy because we'll have time to make our meals. We're not going to be in a rush. you're actually doing it.
Yeah.
Like you're doing it. And actually it's kind of like a little bit of a blessing because I'm still working. It's almost like having a version of a 50s housewife. I know it's going to expire in about 5 days, but 50s housewives in yoga pants, which is cool. It's the way it should be.
But maybe we'll say then that I'm not doing 100% Maria. I've got like a big portion focused on me, but then also while Hani's at work, I've been focusing on food, and we're doing the whole MyFitnessPal stuff to make sure we're within calorie deficit and following our macros and all that fun stuff. So measuring everything and taking time to put the recipes together. It's been fun being able to do that for us.
Yeah. The other element, it was more of a transition between the 30 and the 60 day. You had started after your software reset period. You started going hardcore and everything, trying to do everything at the same time. And I could see it was kind of stressing you out. And one thing I noticed you started doing is Maria started journaling. I didn't read your journal, but I don't believe it's actually, journaling your thoughts. It's more planning out your days so you don't get that crazy energy. And again, there's like a zenness that comes to it. Just when I see you fill up that, if I were to journal, I think I would do a digital journal. You actually got a pen and paper and you're writing it down. It just looks so, I don't know, zen is the only word I could come up with.
So I did open up the journal for him. He's welcome to read it if he wants. I decided to do pen and paper because we're on our digital devices so often that I wanted just that break in the morning to clear my mind, have my cup of tea with my collagen, and just focus on what I'm grateful for, what I'm looking forward to in the day, like what my big things are going to be. And then also deep diving into if I have any fears and what I'm going to do about it. So we talked about in our mental preparedness video, fears people have about walking away from their jobs. When you do such a significant change like this, some of those fears will haunt you a bit or like pop up in your head in the middle of the night or like just randomly as you're sitting around the day. So I find it useful to just scan and think through, is there anything I have concerns about? And then thinking through, okay, what can I do to tackle that? Just to help it go away and get that like zen restful thing. On the like rushing to get stuff done versus what things are like now. In the first month, well, I would say like first month, like right up to that 60-day mark-ish, that long weekender feel was really there. Every day felt like a Saturday. But as I'm getting kind of past that 60-day mark, hitting to my 3-month mark, I'm noticing that mentally my brain's catching up to what's going on, and that this isn't just a long weekend where I have to catch up and like any task I wanted to do outside of work, I have to do it now. I now have the time to kind of leisurely do things like, any task I pick does not have to be done within that day. It could be picked at, and really the priorities that I set have been health and fitness related. So I want to make sure that those are my priorities. And then other things I want to do, like reorganizing closets, those ones could be done, those tasks could be done on like a rainy day.
The identity shift. We were concerned about who we would be without work. And I think the element that surprised me is how quickly you transitioned off work.
It was like this.
It was almost, yeah, pretty much. It was almost like a switch that shut off. Like I said, you had the reboot period, but after that, I don't say it's as if it didn't exist. I know you miss the people and you always talk about them. But it was very nice to see. And it's weird because Maria's skin started changing. She lost the bags under her eyes. Like there was a noticeable physical change, and there is a pretty significant correlation with not working. So that was cool to see. Another element is you start seeing things that, I guess, work occupied so much of your brain that it blocked out certain areas. So for those of you who don't know, I'm not a very clean person necessarily.
He's not a dirty person.
I'm not a dirty person, but I'm more of a neat freak. Everything has to be not necessarily in its place, but out of sight, right? Everything has to be not cluttered. And Maria could not see clutter. God bless her. Like this was a trait I would wish I had, but she just didn't see it.
I mean, there's pros and cons to everything, because there was once this time, because he does legitimately just put stuff away. So there was a time where we were looking for this, like one of those portable DVD players. We knew we had it in the house. And then I swear it was like months later, we were looking for something on top of the fridge, like something for like a barbecue. And the portable DVD player was above the fridge. So he will just take stuff, and if there is a spot, he will put it there. There's no rhyme or reason, so that could be a little frustrating at times.
But I didn't see it for that year, so that was cool. Yeah, so that was very interesting.
I think at that point, whether you have like a big family or you're busy with different tasks or you're a caregiver, you get to a point where things are just good enough. So little tasks, you just get them to a point where you're happy with them. And so you don't see where you could perfect here and there, because that's a lot mentally to take in. So yeah, now I don't have the work stuff. I'm now going through the closets, getting rid of old spices. So all the stuff that on a real Saturday or Sunday or even at night after work, you would look at and say, I'll get to that later. Oh, wouldn't it be nice if this was all organized? But I don't have time for it now. Well, guess what? I have time for it now.
Yeah. All right. The relationship. What changed between us? So Maria touched upon it a little bit. I didn't realize, like, Maria is a very expressive person. She likes talking about,
Everything.
right. When she lost that void of work that fills up her, I don't want to say fun cup, but like whatever cup that is, all the attention turned on me.
What?
Which was it's not bad. It's just there has to be like a recalibration from my part, and like the conversation would come up like when I come back from work, she'd be like very interested to find out what happened in my day, and the conversation like if we reenacted would be like
I said earlier, I always thought the whole reason I never heard about his day was because I spent all that time describing in very vivid detail everything I was doing. And then, no, he's just now, like on Friday, I asked him, how was your day? It was good.
And I was like,
what happened? I made a deal. What? Okay.
Yeah, I'm a man of few words, but so that was surprising, a little intimidating, to be honest with you, because a lot of times I was thinking like, what stresses me out the most about retiring? It used to be the financial aspect. Once I started going through this, I'm like, oh man, I gotta like have more interesting stories, or I gotta figure out a way to fill up Maria's need for conversation. So that was actually very surprising. I think the solution will probably be somewhere in between, either because I have like a need for quiet, she has a need to talk. Maybe we'll schedule our talking time, and 2 hours a day I'll be like very expressive.
That sounds very structured. Maybe a bit too structured, but okay.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
I wouldn't mind it.
But basically, I realized that it's a challenge that I did not expect, but I'm looking very forward to tackling.
One area that we did talk about, and maybe we could do a separate video on that someday, was as we prepared for our retirement together, we did have long conversations about our relationship and making sure that we're constantly checking in with each other, because we're doing this as a team. So we need to make sure at every step of the way, as we both grow in this new adventure, that we're growing together, we're supporting each other, and that we're succeeding together. And it's just not, one person's happy and the other person's miserable, and then eventually you both become miserable. But that was actually one of my fears more early on in our process of mentally preparing for this, was the risk of our relationship. Because you hear lots of times where people go on long road trips, or they sell all their stuff and it's just the two of them in a van, and it's too much for the relationship. So I think it's really important that we do take time and understand mentally where we're at and how can we support each other.
Yeah. All right. Another element that surprised me for the relationship change, again, the work is not there anymore, and the stuff we choose to focus on is very interesting. And this is kind of exciting. Like sometimes, like Maria will, again, she'll have the time, so she'll spend time reading the flyers for what's on sale. So sometimes we'll come home, we'll have like it's pretty much like a board meeting about produce. And we're like, okay, this week, this and this and this and this is on sale. I've done the research for this. And we start planning logistics of our meals in terms of what's on sale or what's at the best price. So very minor thing, but what I'm trying to get at is all these little tasks that we used to brush away because we just had a smidge of time to tackle them because work occupied a lot. Now we have all the time. So I have a feeling that any small task will get like a very detailed root cause analysis and a plan of action, and we'll tackle it 100%, and that's fun. That was cool.
And it's not like, I would say, like a waste of time.
Yeah.
Because especially as we're looking to manage our budget and be more cost conscientious and focus on healthy living and movement, all this stuff does play together and make sure that like we're optimized as much as possible. So my big question for you.
Yes.
Like, you're 5 days away.
Yeah.
Maybe by the time we post this, it's going to be like it'll probably be less than that.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
I am 100% ready. I have this feeling of like, I don't feel it's happening. It's almost like business as usual. At work, I am starting to get a little bit of fog. Like, you're starting to see like this fog settle in. Or maybe the better analogy is like, I'm going to this dark tunnel and I'm starting to see the light at the other side. It's just like, starting to get a glimpse. I have no idea what's going to be, but from a ready point of view, I believe I'm 100% ready. I have no idea what's on the other side.
Are you scared?
Initially, like I said earlier, the financial was a big part. We have our plan that's there. Maria unlocked a new fear of like, I gotta become a bit more interesting in the conversation.
I never said that. I just said we need to make sure that we're growing together.
Right. So I am committed and I will be working on this. But other than that, it's just excitement for what, chaos we're gonna cause together.
I was telling Hani yesterday that I had this really light, excited feeling a couple of days before I officially left my job that was very similar to a feeling I had when I finished university. Just this feeling of anything is possible. I mean, we're leaving very successful careers to invest in ourselves, our friends, and our families. So it just feels like the sky's the limit. Like, what is going to happen? Will we end up getting new opportunities that are in the form of new experiences? Like we've said before, like I would be super interested in working at a vineyard. Hani would love to do projects like woodworking and different things like that. Like, what does the future hold? It's exciting.
So, am I ready?
He better be. Follow us for more updates on Beyond 45. Oh, we didn't do the follow and subscribe. I could say that and then, like, follow and subscribe for updates on our adventure Beyond 45.
Yeah. Okay. So
Did I say subscribe and like?
No, we'll have it.
Subscribe and follow. No, subscribe is follow.
You can say, if you made it this far, don't forget to subscribe, follow, and comment.
Okay, one second.
If you made it this far in the video, kindly subscribe.
Kindly subscribe.
And join us for this crazy ride. This is Beyond 45.